everyone. So today I wanted to cover music as a language. When we're interpreting music, we want to make sure that we not only play what's written on the music, but to go beyond the notes and to really make it our own. And that's where the magic really happens in being musicians. So I will give you some tips in how you might approach that process. So the first thing that you must think about is just the general structure of the piece, and having a very basic knowledge of theory can go really long ways. For example, when we have an accidental that's outside of the key signature, you can look at that and just play as if it's not written or as if it's not something special. But when we have something like this happen, you really want to see it as a moment that is worth noting, pun intended, and really take the time to examine what that is in the context of the broader sense of that phrase in that music, and give it its due. You need to bring it out a little bit. So like the harmonic structures and theory background, that's the biggest place to start. But what I really wanted to cover today is actually the more nuanced ways. So one way is to study the historical context. And the second way that I like to encourage my students in interpreting the music is to either consider the music from the perspective of a song, a dialogue, or texture. So now I'll give you some examples of what I mean for each of these things. For dialogue, let's imagine that I'm envisioning a piece that goes ya 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 ya. I don't know what that would mean for you, but for me, the first part is like a question, and the ensuing part is like a resolve. For song, it's really more to do with a sense of melodic line or harmonic line that gives me a sense of interest, and less with narrative. An example, this is how I work, and I utilize this probably the most, but you will have to decide what type of method works the best for you. For me, perhaps a piece of music inspires a feeling of very transparent sound world where the texture is silky, very soft, but not soft like satin, more like silk, where things are just sort of more flowy and airy. And perhaps I imagine the color to be like pastel gray blue. And maybe the following section, it's for me something more resistant like velvet, and I imagine purple. And so you'll have to work with these things and see what inspires your inner world, and it enriches your inner narrative to cultivate into something that you can work with on the violin, technically. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.